You're welcome again to Man Square Academy. In this video, I will be solving a past question on economics. As you can see, this is data response here, and it is 2018 was past question. Of course, this is a private candidate was. That means I had already solved for the school candidate was. The school candidate was normally took place in June to July, but for the private, it took place on November to December. Right here, as you can see, this is the question 1. That means I will be solving the question 2 as well. So as you can see, the topic that the question was done from was demand and supply, right? So right here is the question here that we are coming to solve right now here in this video, and right away the demand for a product is shown below. Use the information in the table to answer the questions that follow. The price here and the quantity. So all this rule here is for the price, and all this rule here is for the quantity, right? So these are the requirements here that you can see. We have A, B, C, and this is the D, right? So the A actually required us to calculate the total revenue at each price, the total revenue. The B here is for us to calculate the elasticity of demand when price changes from Roman figure 1, $5 to $10, Roman figure 2, $25 to $30. C, classify the elasticity in 1B above, the elasticity, right? All right. D, what is the relationship between the total revenue and elasticity coefficient calculated in 1B Roman figure 1 and 1B Roman figure 2 above, right? So right here that you are seeing is the question here that we are coming to solve right now here in this video, and right away, just as you can see, this particular question here is very simple, and we are coming to solve it now. Mind you, I will be using a chalkboard here for us to solve this particular question. So let's start solving it. Let's bring down a solution here, right? So the first requirement is for us to calculate what? The total revenue, right? And we all know the formula of getting total revenue. Total revenue is what? The total revenue here is the price multiplied by the quantity can gives you your total revenue. Price multiplied by quantity can gives us total revenue. Now the requirement is for us to calculate the total revenue at each price, right? So this multiplied by this multiplied by this multiplied. So let's do that right away. So the total revenue at price, let's say total revenue at price 5. This is what? This is the price multiplied by the quantity here, and definitely the price is 5 multiplied by the quantity here. As you can see, the quantity is 60. So this gives us this one to be 5 multiplied by 60 here. Let me calculate that. 5 multiplied by 60 here, this is 300. So the total revenue at price 5 is $300, just as you are seeing. This is $300, right? So let's find the total revenue here at price. The total revenue at price 10. The total revenue here at price 10. This is what? The price here, which is 10, multiplied by the quantity at price 10 is 50, right? So 10 times this is going to be 500, right? So that is it. Mind you, this is 50 here. So let's calculate the total revenue here at price 15. So this is the price, which of course is 15 multiplied by the quantity at price 15 is 40, right? So 15 by 40 here, 15 by 40 here is 600 $600, right? All right, so let's continue calculating the total revenue here at price what? 20. Total revenue at price 20 is what? The price, which of course is 20, multiplied by the quantity at price 20 is 30. So this will give us 2 times 3 is what? 6, right? $600. And you do not forget to be writing down the currency that you are using, right? Now the total revenue here at price, let's say total revenue at price 25. The total revenue at price 25 is what? The price is 25 multiplied by the quantity here is 20, right? So right here should be 25 multiplied by 20. This is what? This is $500, right? So I hope you are understanding here. So let's find the final total revenue, that is the total revenue at price 30. This is what? The price is 30, you then multiply it by the quantity, which is 10. This is what? 3 times 1, this is 3. So of course we have $300, right? So this is it. We've done calculating the total revenues. The total revenue at price 5 is 300. The total revenue at price 10 is what? 500. Total revenue at price 15 here is 600. The total revenue at price 20 is 600 again. Total revenue at price 25 is 500 here. This is 500. The total revenue at price 30 is 300. So we've done with the first requirement, that is A. Now let's come to the B aspect of the requirement. Yeah, all right, then let's find for the B aspect of this particular question here, which required us to calculate the elasticity of demand when price changes from $5 to $10 and from $25 to $30, right? So just as I told you that for us to find the price elasticity of demand, we have a formula that we normally substitute that for us to get it, and that formula is what? Percentage change in price divided by percentage change, no, the percentage change in quantity divided by percentage change in price, right? So if you want to solve it separately, you can extract the percentage change in quantity and find for it by you what? Subtracting the quantity 2 as against the quantity 1 and then divided by the quantity 1, you then multiply by 100 because you are finding for the percentage changes, right, as a result of the increment made in price. Now let's find for this. Now just as we can see here, let's split out this 1 into 2. So the percentage change in price here, so this is for the A. For the B, Roman figure 1, because the Roman figure 2 again is here. So the Roman figure 1 is what? The price changes from $5 to $10, right? So just as you can see, the price changed as a result of the changes in the price. The quantity demanded then dropped drastically, right? Initially the price was at $5, there was up to 60 quantity demanded, but then when the price increased to $10 here, as you can see, the quantity demanded then dropped drastically to 50, right? So the difference is 10 as a result of just the increment made in the price. So that is the effect. When you increase price, the effect will surely be that the quantity demanded will drop. Yeah, so that is it with regards to this particular question here. Then again, the this one here, the Roman figure 2, is what the price increased from $25 to $30. Just as you can see, the quantity then dropped from what 20 to 10 as a result of the increment made in the price. So that is it. So let's find for the first one here, the Roman figure 1, the price changed. All right, let's say B Roman figure 1. That means the price changed from $5 to $10, right? From $5 to $10. So let's just find for that. Then the formula, the price elasticity of demand is what? Is a percentage change in quantity here divided by the percentage change in price, right? So this is a formula that we normally use to find the price elasticity of demand. But then if you want to find separately for them and then substitute later, you will extract the percentage change in price. Let me just explain that for you to just extract this one, percentage change in quantity here, and what? Find for it separately. This is quantity 2 minus quantity 1 here divided by quantity 1 here. You then multiply by 100, right? So then later on again, you extract the percentage change in price, just as this one is what the percentage change in price here should be price 2 minus price 1 divided by price 1 multiplied by 100. You multiply it by 100 because you are finding the percentage that has changed as a result of the increment made in the price, right? Or the changes made in the price. So that is it with regards to that in that order. But then here in this video, I will not be solving it separately and substitute later to solve. What I will do, I will what? Just apply these ones here and what? Continue solving. I will not separate them and solve, right? So that is what I'm going to do. Yeah, so for me, I will just solve it. The quantity 2 minus quantity 1 divided by quantity 1, then divide it by price 2 minus price 1 divided by price 1, right? So this is how I will solve it. Quantity 2 minus quantity 1 divided by quantity 1. Divide it again by, this is a division here, divided by price 2 minus price 1, then divide it by price 1. You would then now have to substitute for you to solve, right? Now let's substitute here. So the price, the quantity 2 is what? Is 50 because the price increased. It changes from $5 here to $10. So because of that, because of the changes made or the increment made in price, the quantity then dropped to 50 from 60, right? So this is the quantity 2. The 50 is the quantity 2 and the 60 there is the quantity 1. Then divide it by the quantity 1 and divide it by what? The price 2 is what? The 10 because it increased. It changes from 5 to 10. So this is 10 minus the 5 divided by the 5, right? Yeah, so this is it. We should now just come and solve. 50 minus 60 here is what? That means the price elasticity of demand now. 50 minus 60, this is minus 10 right here, divided by 60, then divide it by what? Here, 10 minus 5. This is 5 divided by the denominator, which is 5, right? So this is it that we are solving gradually. What will then happen? You should then what? Cancel out the zeros and have what? The price elasticity of demand to be minus 1 divided by 6. You then divide it by 5 divided by 5, right? What will then happen? The sign will then change from division sign to multiplication. Then the denominator will then be the numerator and the numerator will come down as the denominator, right? Yeah, so that is it. Minus 1 divided by 6 here multiply by, this will be the numerator, the numerator will come as the denominator, right? So that is it. Then solve. Minus 1 times 5, this is what? Minus 5 here, divided by 6 times 5 here is 30, right? Yeah, so therefore you should just divide minus 5 divided by 30. Let us use the calculator here. Minus 5 divided by 30, this is minus, right? This is minus 0.166, right? So this is it. So this is minus 0.566. So this is the price elasticity of demand. The price elasticity of demand. Price elasticity of demand. Price elasticity of demand. Right? Just as you are seeing. So the price elasticity of demand is minus 0.166. So if they ask you what is the coefficient of the price elasticity of demand, for you to interpret the answer, this is what? This is inelastic. It is inelastic because it is negative. It is negative and it is less than 1. It is less than 1. When it is less than 1, it is inelastic. But then when it is greater than 1, it is elastic. Or when it is exactly equal to 1, that is unitary. Price elasticity of demand. So that is it with this one here, the B Roman figure 1. So let's come to the B Roman figure 2. So I hope you really understand the solving here. Yeah, so the B Roman figure 2, the B Roman figure 2 is for us to calculate what? It's when the price changes from $25 here. Let's indicate the dollar from $25 to $30, right? From $25 to $30. What is the price elasticity of demand? Price elasticity of demand. Just as I used that first formula, let us just substitute into the formula, right? The quantity 2 minus quantity 1 here divided by quantity 1, and what? Let me divided by price 2 minus price 1 here divided by price 1, right? So this is it. Let us just substitute into this formula for us to solve. Now, as we can see here, the price changed from 25 to 30. Now that means the quantity 2 as a result of the increment or changes in price is 10, and it then changes from 20 to 10. It dropped from 20 to 10. So the quantity 2 is what? The quantity 2 is 10 and the quantity 1 is 20 here. Then the quantity 1 divided by quantity 1, you then divide it by the price 2. The price 2 is 30 minus 25 because it changes from 25 here to 30. So divided by the price 1, which is what? What now to do? This minus this, right? So this minus this here is minus 10 here divided by 20 here. Then divide it by 30 minus 25. This is 5 here divided by 25, right? Yeah. So what now you need to do is for you to cancel out these zeros. This cancel this, and this into this is 1 times this into this. This is 5 times, right? 5 times. So all that you have now is what? Is minus 1 divided by 2 divided by 1 divided by 5, right? So let's collect that here. The price elasticity of demand here is what? This is minus 1 divided by 2. You then divide it by 1 divided by 5, right? Yeah. So therefore, minus 1 divided by 2, you then change the sign from division to multiplication. Then the denominator will now be the numerator, and the numerator will come as the denominator, right? That is 1. Then what multiply? Minus 1 times 5. This is minus 5 here divided by 2 times 1. This is what? 2 here. What? Minus 5 divided by 2. Let's use the calculator here. Now minus 5 divided by 2 here. This is minus 2 points. Yeah, so we've done solving for both the B Roman figure 1 and the B Roman figure 2 here. Just as you can see, the B Roman figure 1 here is 0.166. So since it is less than 0, that means what? It is inelastic. But then for here, even though it has a negative, but it is greater than 0. This is 2 that you are seeing for the B Roman figure 2. So that means this is elastic. This here is elastic. So therefore, for us to answer now the C aspect of this question right here, they said for us to classify the elasticity in 1b above. So the elasticity of B Roman figure 1 here, as you are seeing, is what? Inelastic, because this is less than 0. But for the Roman figure 2 here, this is elastic. It is what? Greater than 0, just as you can see. Right? I hope you are seeing here. I'm just checking the camera to see that you are really seeing. Right? So this is it with regards to that in that order. So now let's solve the B aspect of this question. Right? So let's answer the C aspect of this particular question here, which required us to calculate here for us to classify the elasticity in B. So the elasticity in B Roman figure 1, the elasticity in, let's say B, in B Roman figure 1 is what? Inelastic. Right? Then in Roman figure 2, the elasticity is what? Elastic. Right? But then they did not ask you to give reason to your answer. But if you still want to give reasons to your answer, you can just say this is because the coefficient of price elasticity of demand is less than 0. And that is minus 0.166, right? Then here, it is elastic because the coefficient of the price elasticity of demand is greater than 0. It is 2.5, even though it has a negative, or it is inelastic, right? But it is still elastic. It is still elastic because if you can give out the relationship here, you can clearly see that when it is inelastic, then the total revenue will definitely fall. The total revenue will definitely fall. So let me bring out the total revenue for you to see it. Yeah, so just as we calculated, so from $5 here to $10, you can see that the total revenue increased from 300 to 500, right? Even though the quantity demanded dropped drastically from 60 to 50, but then the total revenue still increased from 300 to 500. So I guess this one is much more profitable as compared to when the price was below, even though the quantity demanded is way better than this one here, but the total revenue is way better than this one here. So that means it is inelastic because the total revenue has increased from what? From 500 to from 300 to 500. But then for here, for 25 and 30, just as you can see, the total revenue decreased drastically from 500 here to 300. So that means the relationship between them is what? Elastic, right? The relationship between them is elastic, just as the D aspect of this particular question requires. What is the relationship between the total revenue and elasticity coefficient calculated in 1B Roman figure 1 and 1B Roman figure 2, right? As you can see, they are. So let's answer that particular question here. So let's give answers to that particular question. Right? So let's give answers to D. So D here, let's just give some. Let's say if demand is inelastic, if the demand is inelastic, that means what? The total revenue increases from this amount here. The total revenue increases from 300 to 500 when the coefficient of the price elasticity of demand is inelastic. That means what? The total revenue has increased. So that is the relationship. The total revenue has what? Increased. That means the total revenue increases from what? From $300 to $500 as the price increases from what? From $5 to $10, right? So this is it. If the demand is inelastic, that means the total revenue has increases. You can clearly see that the total revenue increases from $300 to $500 as a result of the increment made in the price, right? Now, the other relationship here is with regards to the B Roman figure 2. Now, with regards to the B Roman figure 2, here you can definitely see that the total revenue actually decreased. The total revenue actually decreased from 500 to 300. That makes it. So let's say if the price, so let's just give the answer. The total revenue decreases from what? From $300 to $500 as the price increases. As the price increases from what? From $25 to $30, right? Just as you are seeing. So these are the relationship with regards to the D aspect of this particular question here. Yeah, just as you can see. What is the relationship between the total revenue and elasticity coefficient calculated in B Roman figure 1 and Roman figure 2 above? So these are the relationship. Whenever the coefficient is elastic, that means what? The total revenue has decreased. It has decreased, just as you see here. It decreased from 300 to 500 as a result of the increment made in price from 25 to 30. Right now, when it was inelastic, you can see that the total revenue increases, just as that. So right here is the end of this particular question here, and that means I will be solving the question 2 here of this particular question. This is November 2018. So I hope you like this video. If you enjoyed it, please recommend your friends and colleagues, family, relatives, all of them, for them to join Man Square Academy, because right here, all we do here is to bring you all the past questions with regards to us, for you to actually know all of them, right? So thank you very much to have taken your time to go through this video. Any side of this particular video that you do not understand, or you want to give comment, please just comment down on the comment section. Let me know. I will be there to respond to you. Thank you very much.